Have you ever been there? Someone says, "Oh, I will call you tomorrow." And you're kind of left hanging thinking, is that definite, like a promise? Or is it just, a nice way of saying, maybe?
Or the other way around, right?
Yeah.
You state an intention, and it gets taken as just a guess about what might happen.
Exactly. So today we're going to really dive into something that sounds basic but has the surprising power, what our sources are calling the simple future.
That's right.
And this deep dive, it's all about getting clear on those everyday situations. We're looking at how just three little words, will, shall, and going to, really unlock the meaning behind talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating, I think, is how these very core, sort of foundational bits of language, they give us this ability not just to talk about time, but to signal intention, how sure we are, commitment.
Right.
And understanding these differences, as we'll see, is just so crucial for communicating well. I mean, in everything from a quick chat to, say, a formal agreement.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Our sources, they stress that the simple future isn't just about stuff that hasn't happened yet. They talk about this dual role it plays, being the sort of bedrock for both predictions and promises. So what does that actually mean? How can one grammatical thing handle both? And why should we care about that distinction?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the simple future gives us the basic linguistic structure, the framework for both things.
Yeah.
For forecasting events,
Mm-hmm.
making predictions,
Okay.
and also for stating our intentions,
Yeah.
or making commitments, our promises. Now, what's really key and what the sources point out is that even though it might use a similar structure,
Uh-huh.
there are subtle cues within the language, often the choice of word, that let us tell the difference between, say, a likely outcome and a firm commitment you're making. Like,
Yeah.
it'll probably rain versus I will be there. Exactly. It's that difference. The market will likely fluctuate. That's a prediction. But I will repay this loan. That's a promise. The basic grammar supports both, which makes being clear really, really important.
Okay, but that's where it gets really interesting, right? Because if the same basic structure handles both, doesn't that just invite confusion? How do we make sure we're not hearing a promise when someone's just, guessing, or the other way around?
Absolutely, and that's the core challenge, isn't it? Our sources really get into how the specific words we choose within that simple future structure act as signals, like little flags.
Signals. Okay.
Yeah, it's not just what's being said, but it's about the modality, which is just the speaker's attitude towards it, how likely they think it is, how committed they are.
Ah, okay. So it's about reading the speaker's intention.
Precisely. Discerning that intent, the level of certainty they're implying. Are they just deciding something on the spot? Is it based on a plan they already made? Or is this, an ironclad commitment?
And you mentioned signals and the sources, they specifically pull out will, shall, and going to. So these aren't just synonyms you can swap around freely.
Not entirely, no.
What's the unique sort of power or meaning each one brings when we're talking predictions or promises?
Well, this raises a really important point. Think of them as distinct tools, right? Each with its own particular flavor or nuance. Will is kind of our go-to everyday future marker.
Right, the common one.
Yeah. It can signal a straightforward prediction, like you said, it will rain tomorrow. Or maybe a spontaneous decision made right now. I think I'll have the fish.
Okay.
It's flexible. It often shows a general expectation or just a willingness. Then you've got going to.
Uh-huh.
Now, our sources suggest that going to often carries this sense of a plan that's already been made, or maybe a conclusion based on evidence right in front of us.
Like, look at those clouds. It's definitely going to rain.
Exactly that. Or, I'm going to finish this report by 5, implying you decided that earlier. Or it's your set plan. It feels a bit less like a detached prediction and more like there's a present intention or cause leading to it.
Ah, I see. I remember one saying, I will try to get that done versus I am going to try. My boss definitely heard those differently. It seems small, but the implications.
Oh, they absolutely matter. It's the difference between sounding maybe a bit non-committal and signaling a concrete plan of action. Huge difference in a work context.
Definitely.
And then, of course, there's shall. Now, it's less common in casual chat these days, especially in American English.
Right. Sounds a bit formal, maybe.
It does, and that
Yeah.
formality is key. Our sources highlight its use still in, legal documents or very formal settings. The tenant shall maintain the property.
Okay. Like an obligation.
Exactly, an obligation.
Right.
Or it can express really strong determination, especially with I or we. I shall return. We shall overcome. It adds weight.
A sense of resolve.
Absolutely. Or even sometimes A command, though that's rarer now, you shall not pass,
Yeah.
it signals something more than just a promise. It's often about duty or that unwavering resolve or even authority. It's got a specific punch.
So for you listening, how can really tuning into these differences, these sort of unique flavors of will, shall, and going to, how can that make you maybe a more precise speaker or maybe even more usefully a sharper listener when people talk about the future?
That's the practical takeaway, isn't it?
So just to kind of wrap up our deep dive here, we've dug into how this idea, the simple future, which sounds so, well, simple, and its main tools, will, shall, going to, are actually fundamental. They're how we build our statements about both predictions and promises. They shape how we talk about and even maybe think about what's coming.
And by paying closer attention to these little linguistic markers, you really start to perceive the hidden layers in statements about what's next. It's not just about what someone thinks will happen.
Right.
But you get a better sense of their actual intent, how certain they feel, maybe even the possibilities they believe they're creating just by saying it.
Right.
It sharpens your understanding.
So here's something to think about. The next time you make a prediction, or maybe a promise, or you hear someone else make one, just pause for a second. Notice the exact word they use. Is it will, shall, or going to? What specific shade of meaning, what subtle power does that particular word seem to carry in that moment? And how might that choice actually shape the future they're describing, or maybe even trying to create?